HQN Books and Harper Audio present Low Country Dreams by Tobin Mcclain. Performed by Tanya Eby. Chapter 1. Working late in a small southern town shouldn't feel this creepy. Yasmin Tanner looked out the office window of the church where the Safe Haven Women's Center was located. Live oaks draped with Spanish moss broke the moonlight into a crisscross pattern. Lighted upstairs windows in a few houses along the street indicated that other night owls were still awake. Although safely ensconced at home with their families. Maybe it wasn't creepy so much as just lonely. Yasmin turned back to the center's old desktop computer, where a spreadsheet displaying the in-the-red budget was the real scary problem she was avoiding. If they couldn't find another source of funding, the center might have to close. The thought of all her clients who needed her, the women who showed up in a panic, often with kids, made her heart ache. No, the center couldn't provide overnight accommodations, not anymore. But they could help clients escape abusive domestic partners, help them find a place where they and their kids could be safe. If that safety net went away on her watch... She propped her chin on her hand and stared out the dark window for another minute, then forced herself to sit up straight and study the budget again. Surely there was some way they could manage. Maybe if she let her own salary go for another month? A loud pounding at the door made her heart jump. She stood and backed into the darkness, adrenaline rushing through her body. Abusers sometimes came to the center angry, considering it to have broken up their relationship. But women in need came at all hours too. If she could help someone, she'd do it. More pounding. She tiptoed to another room in the church and peeked out the window. Her brother, Josiah? What was he doing here at this hour? She rushed to open the door. "Joe, what's going on?" She took his hand and pulled him inside, studying the face that she used to be able to read, but that now remained an impassive mask, a symptom. But his fists were clenching and unclenching. Something had happened. Someone was behind him. Uh-oh. Her heart gave an extra hard thump. "Rocky? Is that you?" She reached out and grasped the young teen's shoulder. Rocky was a terrific kid who lived in a rural area, about 50 miles inland. His mom kept making the wrong choices and ending up here. But why was he here with her brother rather than with his own mother? "Hide, hide," Josiah urged Rocky toward the church door and looked at Yasmin. "Where can we hide?" "What happened?" Josiah had a lot of delusions that confused him, but Rocky usually knew the score. She looked from one to the other. "How'd you two meet up? Why are you wanting to hide?" I'm sorry. Josiah kept repeating the words, looking into the center as if enemies might be hidden behind the pamphlet holder or potted plants. "Come on." She ushered both of them into the center, and only then did she notice the police car cruising along the street toward them. The way her heart skittered made her mad at herself. She was through with Liam. She wasn't going to give him another thought. She needed to focus on Josiah and Rocky, not her maddeningly attractive ex. "Are you in some kind of trouble?" She watched her brother's nervous hands pluck at his shirt. He didn't answer. Her Einstein-smart brother was now next to nonverbal on his bad days. She wanted to lean into his tall form, let him put an arm around her and explain the situation, tell her that everything would be okay, make high-level jokes that only the two of them would understand. Heart aching, she turned away and studied the young teenager before them. He'd probably grown 6 inches since the last time she'd seen him. His hair curled messily down his neck, and his shirt reeked of perspiration. His eyes were wide and terrified. "What's happened? What are you doing here?" She put an arm around the 13-year-old. He shrugged away and brushed a fist across his eyes. Whoa, he was a tough kid, and if he was crying... "Where's your mom?" He hunched back, then spun and made for the door. Josiah stepped in front of him and shook his head. "Stay here. Have to hide." They glared at each other for a minute, and something passed between them, some communication Yasmin didn't understand. Then Rocky shoved past Josiah and looked out the door, cautiously, as if assessing whether it was safe to leave, and froze. Which made sense when Yasmin saw the black and white parked at the curb. Liam emerged and faced them, shading his eyes from the streetlight overhead. Just looking at her former boyfriend made Yasmin's chest go tight. Time slowed down and tugged at her gut. What was Liam doing here?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?